I'm Ben Winslow in Salt Lake City. The state's top court is considering whether to revive a lawsuit that accuses Salt Lake City of creating a nuisance by not enforcing anti-camping laws against people experiencing homelessness.
From people sleeping in tents, from drug use on this side of the building over here.
David Ibarra says he sees these problems every day outside his business in downtown Salt Lake City. It's why he and others are suing the city.
They got to find ways to solve this and to get people the help they need, but also residents the safety that local government's responsible to give. So it was an accountability suit on our part.
They accuse Salt Lake City of creating a nuisance by not enforcing anti-camping laws.
We are not saying unsheltered individuals themselves are nuisances.
On Wednesday, the Utah Supreme Court heard arguments over whether to let the lawsuit go forward. A lower court dismissed it earlier this year. The justices focused on what's called public trust doctrine. It basically grants some immunity from harms caused by a third party if a government is protecting the public as a whole instead of an individual in a neighborly dispute.
The city is the neighbor. Here, the city is the landowner. And that's why there are two distinguishable duties here. There's the duty to enforce codes, which is a public duty, and there is a duty to maintain its land free of nuisance.
But they at least need to tell the people, you know, this isn't acceptable, you can't do this on my property. But hasn't the city done that by passing these ordinances?
We don't think that the executive officials on the city council tasked with enforcing that statute have done that.
If the court were to permit these kinds of claims to move forward, it would be disastrous for all levels of government in the state of Utah.
The city argues these are political issues and there are exceptions for government which owes a duty to everyone.
Why wouldn't there be a special relationship that's created by the fact that we are adjoining landowners and the city should be, in this instance, treated the same way as if it were my neighbor allowing the fraternity to party on their lawn?
Living next to public land, living next to a park strip or a median is not special.
Salt Lake City has begun enforcing anti-camping laws in a deal with the governor so long as there's shelter bed space available. Mayor Aaron Mendenhall's office says it appreciates the court's attention to a legally complex and nuanced issue and believes the lower court's acknowledgement of the humanity of the unsheltered community and hopes the Supreme Court has that same perspective.
This is fixable, but the first thing that we have to do is enforce what's already on the books.
The justices took the case under advisement. There is no timeline for a ruling. At the Matheson Courthouse, Ben Winslow, Fox 13 News, Utah.